The most beautiful state for any human being that can attain is to be in control. It's to be in control of ourselves. It's to be in control of our urges. It's to be in control and say to ourselves that, hey, this is what we're supposed to be doing. And instead of going after the things that we want to be doing at that very moment, which is coming from our lower self, we just have the power to say that, hey, this is what I should be doing. And so instead of listening to the little voice, you're listening to the greater voice and allowing the greater voice to take place. Hey, I do not really feel like it, but I have to go into work. What you will be doing, obviously, you have this responsibility, but you just simply get into this place of this higher self of, hey man, I'm doing this thing, I'm getting things done. I'm feeling that I should be approaching that girl, but I'm just so hesitant. I don't really feel valuable and all the BS that is going on in your head. But yet you're still doing that. Hey man, I do not really have the mood for that cold call or the sales call, and you're still doing that. Hey man, I'm really not able to pull that trigger. You have to make a decision, which is a huge life decision, and you know that you have to do that. You have to decide. Yet you're not willing to pull the trigger. Yet you're pulling the trigger because you know that that's the thing that you're supposed to be doing. And so this is perhaps the greatest thing that every single human being on this planet Earth can attain. This place where we have all this resentment on Earth, yet we go there. Yet we do that thing. Let me tell you some examples from my life recently. So throughout the last more than 1 year, I've been pretty much living like a monk, meaning that I've been cutting out everything from my life just for the sake of my business. Long story short, before I was very much into music. I started producing music when I was, I think 15 or 16, something like that. I don't clearly remember. And I was, on a hobby level, I was producing music here and there, house and techno, and so on and so forth. Also, I was DJing, but I was huge with music and also reading. So these were my two things, and meditation. But productivity wise, these were the two big ones. And so what happened is that throughout the last maybe even more than 1.5 years, I've been just simply cutting these activities out in a sake for me to be able to grow my business. But some days I just realized that I'm craving that thing. I'm craving to connect with this huge intelligence that all these people have, that have been written on these books. And I was like, I'm craving that. My soul is craving that thing. I have to read, bro. I have to. I don't really care at this very moment if I have $1 billion, but I have to read. I just simply have to connect with these people, because this is perhaps the meaning of life. At least this is what I felt. And so the last few days, I'm just simply sitting my ass down, and I was like, man, you have to produce music. You don't have to be like a full-time music producer, but this is part of you. You have to do this. This is your fucking duty. You have the fucking talent for that. You have the aspiration for that, and you have the fucking time for that. So if you're not doing that, then that is a moral sin. That is a moral sin, brother. If you're not doing the things that you are aspired to do, you're gifted to do, and you also have the time to do, you're committing a sin against society. Because it means that you are just simply not allowing yourself to be. And so this is how harsh I became with this whole monk mode. You have to stick with something. You shouldn't supposed to be focusing anything else. And so the point that I would like to draw down here is that this was all due to me. Hey brother, I don't care what you will be doing. I don't care if you will be able to produce music or not, but you will sit your ass down here for an hour and you will be producing music. because that's what you have to fucking do. I don't care if you have the mood for that. I don't care if you are afraid of that. I mean, I got the mood for that, but I was like so afraid that if I'd be producing music now, that I'd be, you know, like fucking up my whole day because I'm not able to work, because, you know, I'd be just getting so caught up in music. And then what? And so I just sit my eyes on and I was like, man, like, you have to do that. Yes, you have to do that thing. Yes, and I've done that. And since that, this was yesterday my 3rd day in streak. I was, you know, I was producing music, and I'm feeling super fucking good. And actually, yesterday I've been able to put together quite an okay song. I was like, man, like, I could be listening to, you know, like driving in, it's like listening, you know, it's like chill dub house. But the point over here is that the same thing that I've done with reading yesterday. So it's like, man, like, I feel that I have to read something that is more like, which is some higher level shit, you know, it's like closer to philosophy. And so I ended up reading, and I was just like reading, and my mind just simply got so active. I just, you know, like got back to this place where I was, where I used to be, you know, like inspired, understanding the little things, understanding, you know, like when you're reading and when you're really setting your mind up to read and to understand new concepts and deep concepts. I mean, like not easy concepts every single day, but this is why I love reading. I don't really read I don't really read fiction. I read non-fiction. I read basically books where there are concepts that I have to understand, and that's what I'm craving. You know, like understanding concepts, understanding theories, understanding cause and effect relationships. And so the point over here is that when I do that, I just simply get to a different place. You know, like yesterday somehow, like I just got to realize, like, you know, like cold calls, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, there are like so many higher level activities out there. It's like, and that's just clear. I was just seeing like so clearly yesterday, like, man, like this is cold calling, like this is lead generation, you know, like this is what I have to do. And I don't want to put myself into the lead generation too much, but I still want to sell, but I really need to sell in a way where I'm closing the deal. So I don't want to be a lead generator in means of cold calling and all the shit, but I want to be closer, you know, like that's the point. And that's also where the money is, and that's where is a higher level activity. And the point is that I was just so clear, like my mind was just so clear. I was like, man, like everything is just so much together. And so yes, and after that, just to kill that day yesterday, I was like sitting down and I was like, man, like you have to produce music, I don't care. And I just came back from the gym and I felt a bit tired, but I was like, man, like you just simply sit down here, and I don't care what you will be doing, but it's just like put on FL Studio and do your shit. And at the end of the day, I was enlightened, I do swear. I just simply put together that music, and it was just so good, despite of me feeling and thinking that I cannot do that. So this is the most important skill that we can really achieve or attain in this life, to really go against this resentment and just go after it. Just go after the thing that we're supposed to be going after. And so now I really got to this place, which is quite funny. I just really got to this place that I'm willing to go after anything. I'm really willing to go after anything, but I'm just very much you know, jumping from activity to activity, because many times I'm active, but I'm just like too active. You know, it's like I want to do, but I'm not 120% clear on what to do exactly. And so this is why we'll also have to find that balance. But again, most importantly, if we do have this skill and this character trait, perhaps, that we are just able to go against that thing and just wake up from our ashes and go against that thing and just, you know, go there. There's nothing that can stop us. And again, this is a moral obligation for us, brothers, to go after the things that we are good at, or that we are craving or attaining to do. It's not just, yeah, you know, like I have to make, like, fuck the money and the fame and the things that are out there. Like, this is moral obligation, brother. And if you don't do that, you will fucking suffer. And I'm talking from experience, okay? So when you don't feel like it, just do that, okay? And I'm talking about the things that you're supposed to be doing, okay? Love.